Good Saturday evening, high school sports fans. Joe Gillaway with Lingelstown Gazette Sports live from the Orchard Street studio. And this is episode 32 of our weekly podcast, Gazette Sports Chat, where we'll get to know participants from various realms of the high school sports world, the student athletes who play the games, the coaches who coach them, and others connected in different ways to the entire experience. We'll introduce you to tonight's guest in just a moment as soon as we're done thanking those responsible for bringing you tonight's show, our Lingelstown Gazette Sports Platinum sponsors. And they are Rickabah's Electric, Payor Apparel, Freedom Financial Wealth Management, Ted's Bar and Grill, The Tire Mart, Team PA AAU Basketball, Tonino's Pizza, American Legion Post 272, Hoffman Ford, Capital Region Insurance Agency, Modern Imprint, Sam Hartley Decking, Crystal Bobbitt, Howard Hanna Real Estate, and Underdog Sports Bar and Grill. Thank you to these great local businesses for their continued support of Lingelstown Gazette Sports and our area's student athletes. Upcoming on Lingelstown Gazette Sports, tomorrow we have two shows. We have our weekly high school hoops recap show. That's at 6 o'clock. Chris Bradford, the coach of Coach Chris Bradford from Middletown, is going to join us. His team's had a nice season. We're going to learn about that and his postseason opportunity here. Starting this, I believe it's Monday or Tuesday for 5A, I'm sorry. We're also going to recap the Mid-Penn tournament and preview the District 3 tournament. Then immediately following the recap show, we're going to do our Mid-Penn Conference live all-star selection show at 7 o'clock. We're going to be joined by two local high school sports boys basketball media members. And I'm just going to spill the beans here. We're going to be talking about our guests tomorrow night on that all-star selection show. So this is kind of just a little bit of a lead into that. And then Wednesday, we're going to do a girls basketball show with a special guest, Eric Epler from Penn Live. The last thing is we're working on a unified bocce show. We have that's not a sanctioned PIAA sport, but it's a really neat sport. So we're excited about all these. So tune in tomorrow from 6 o'clock to about 8. We'll have those two shows and watch us select these all-star teams live from 7 to about 8. Now let's we just got our last guest in here. Khalif, can you hear me? Khalif.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I don't think my camera's working.
And we have a minute. You want to take your time and try to get it working, or you think it's broken?
Nah, I'm trying to get it working.
Okay, try to get it working while I introduce you guys and take your time. Okay, so tonight's Gazette Sports Chat guests are four of the area's top boys high school basketball players. But they're not only skilled in their sport, they're leaders of their teams and respected members of their schools outside of the game of basketball. It's my pleasure to welcome to Gazette Sports Chat Steel High's Tristan Crawford Jr., Central Dauphin East High's Alijah Cooper, Milton Hershey's Khalif Turner, and we're scheduled to be joined by Hershey's Cam Sweeney as well. I'll introduce him just in case he does jump in, and we certainly hope that he does. So I'm going to start with everybody, just ask a general question here. And with the only senior we have tonight is Tristan Crawford Jr. Alijah, Cam, and Khalif are all juniors. So we'll start with the senior. What was your introduction to basketball, Tristan? How did you find the game, or how did the game find you, and at what age?
Okay, so around 3 or 4, my father was still in college, so I would just go to his basketball games and watch him play. His senior night, I walked out with him. Just stuff like that just made me just realize that basketball was in my family. And then he also got a basketball position, or a coach position, at Still High. I'm not sure the exact years, but I would go to the practices, workouts, summer workouts, film, studies, like it was just everything. I was just around basketball my whole life, and I just fell in love with it.
You certainly were around basketball. I kind of know your story. I don't think you and I ever met, but or maybe we have. But I know your story, and you've kind of been you've eaten it, you slept it, you drank it, you lived it, and if you're a couple years old, 2 or 3 years old, out on the court for your dad's senior night, that means you grew up around the sport, for sure. Yeah. How about you, Alijah? How did you get started in basketball?
So for me, my dad always played. He always coached. So he always just brought me up. He trained me all the way up through middle school, high school. He still trains me to this day. He always loved basketball. So when I was little, that's just what he introduced us to, me and my whole family.
Okay. All right, and we got Khalif now. Khalif, you want to take your mic off, please? Okay. I don't know if you heard the question, but what was your introduction to basketball? How did you find basketball and at what age?
I was kind of like I was kind of one of like the late people who like really got into basketball, probably around like sixth grade. I was just trying out sports and stuff, and this seemed to be the one that I was really good at. So I started taking like the initiative to like get good at it, and my parents put in money for like ANU and stuff like that. And ever since then, I've just been playing.
Yes, I'm glad I asked that question because 9 times out of 10, or maybe 7 or 8 out of 10, you get I was 3, 4, 5 years old, but then you get the guys or girls like Khalif, and they say I was a late bloomer. It came to me late, and I was good, so I kept playing. So I'm glad I asked that story. How about what was the process that helped you guys accomplish, get you to the stage where you are today? How much did you have to work? What did you do? Tristan, I know that there's AAU and there's training and stuff like that. What did you do to kind of help you blossom into the player you are today?
I had to sacrifice a lot of like hanging out with my friends and doing like going out, like the stuff like that. It was a very big sacrifice to become who I am today and what I'm going to become. So it was definitely a challenge to either go out with my friends or go work out tonight or go hang with a girlfriend or something or go work out. And things like that.
Good. So if there's any younger guys or gals watching, listen to what Tristan said. It can't be all fun and games, right, Tristan?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, you'll have your time to relax. But okay, Alijah, how about you, bud? What kind of training have you done? AAU, open gyms?
Yeah, so for me, like I also had to sacrifice a lot, like what he said. I go to like beginning of the year for this school year. It was online, so I get extra work in. I get extra shots up in the morning. I still wake up early, get shots up in the morning when I can. Still, and over the summer, I'm in the gym every day with my dad or with some of my teammates.
Okay, good. How about you, Khalif? Once you knew around sixth grade that you really liked the sport, how much did you kind of have to dig in and work on it to get to where you are today?
I had to work a lot. I mean, I was already behind. I had to catch up on a lot of things. So I was, like everyone said, sacrifice. Everyone's made that sacrifice. Getting the gym. Right, even in season, we're still in the gym. But like for me, like I'm one of the people who like have access to the gym like whenever I want. So it's like work on my crafts whenever and like focus on the things I really need to work on rather than my strengths.
And we're going to, in a little bit, we're going to get to why you have access to the gym whenever you want. It's a different situation for you, and a lot of it's really good, I'm sure. But we'll hold off for now on that. Tristan, your father was a 2,000-point scorer in high school and state championship at the school you play for. Plus, he was your coach for a couple of years, right?
Yeah.
I thought so. I was doing the math. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to ask you if he was an influence on you because he obviously was. Was there a little bit of pressure involved in that too, though?
Yes. I was definitely held to a higher standard since he was a 2,000-point scorer. He was just the greatest to come out of Still High.
That's unbelievable.
So yes, it was definitely a high standard.
Tristan, Owen Schlager just scored his 2,000 point. Are you familiar with Owen at Trinity? And I did a little bit of homework. Only 10 players in the history of Central PA or the Mid-Penn have ever scored 2,000 points. That's not many. And your dad was one of them, That's very few. 3 Steel High guys. Of course, Rodney Brooken, and then your dad and Tremaine, his teammate. So, yeah, 3 of the 10 were from Steel High. How about let's go to Khalif. You're a leader on this team for sure. The team finished the regular season at 15-7 after going 3-19 last year. Talk a little bit about the turnaround. I mean, that's a huge turnaround. A lot had to change in order for you guys to get to where you are today.
I mean, yeah, that's going from a 3-19 team to now 15-7. We had to work on a lot. Last year we didn't really have and no one knew their roles, so everyone had as soon as the last game ended, everyone was in the gym. everyone was in the gym over the summer after school. It was basically just in the gym, in the gym, in the gym. We had to find a way to flip this around. Now this year we dialed in. Everyone knows their roles. Everyone knows like who can score, who needs to rebound, who needs to play defense. It's just we're connected now. Last year I don't think we were really connected. Now
So
we got
you guys weren't satisfied. You guys were not
no,
happy about the way things finished up last year, right?
not at all.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. Um, Elijah, you averaged 15 points a game as a sophomore last year, and just under 20. Let's call it 20 points a game this year. Um, this season as a junior, you led the team the last 2 years in scoring. Does scoring kind of come naturally for you? Is it a part of the game that I don't want to say it's easy because nothing's easy, but have you been a scorer ever since you kind of started playing basketball?
Yeah, I've always been good at shooting specifically. Like as a kid, that's always just been what I've been working on the most. That's what my dad always had me working on the most. And like most teams I played on, I've been like labeled the shooter.
Right.
So it's always like what I work on the most, and it just comes naturally.
Okay, so here's part two of the question. Any areas of your game that you feel you need to focus on a little bit or work a little extra on over the off season?
I think for this year, coming up into next year, I think I work up most on my playmaking ability because I know I can get mines, but I
Right.
need to be able to get other people involved too.
Right. Yeah, that's how you win. That's how teams win, you know.
Yeah,
I always say, you have a star player scored 35 points in high school, and if the whole team only scores 55, a lot of times you don't win that game, you
yeah.
know. You want to kind of spread out the scoring for sure. Um, Tristan, you're the only senior. I mentioned that earlier. What's next for you? I mean, graduation's right around the corner. We're almost in March. You're going to graduate in May or June. Do you have plans on going to college and playing at the next level?
Yes, my commitment's coming soon. Um, yes, I do want to go to college. I want to
I'm
study
not asking for your
cybersecurity.
commitment here, okay? I
Oh yeah,
just,
yeah. No. I know.
I just like
But yes,
again. If go ahead, I'm sorry, bud.
I
Yeah,
was
go
going
ahead.
to say I wanted to study for cybersecurity and go into that field when I go to
Oh
college.
wow, what do you like about that? Just interesting to you?
Yeah, I always like IT and the computer and stuff like that. So yeah, I like that field.
Sounds like you're focusing on the right field. That's for sure. Those jobs aren't drying up anytime soon. That's for sure.
Yeah, now
And I don't want you guys to get ahead of yourselves, but Khalif, do you have any plans after high school to maybe go off to college and maybe continue playing basketball too?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like that's like playing AAU. I'm getting looks. I'm getting like coaches talking to me. That's definitely a plan for me.
Good. How about you, Elijah?
Yeah, it's also a player for me too.
Okay, good. Yeah, that's I don't like to put too much when you're a junior, you still have some time naturally, but you know, if it's a way for you to kind of a conduit or a way to get into college or help you achieve your goals academically, it's always a good thing. So that's great to hear. Um, how about Khalif? I watched you guys play Hershey twice. I was hoping to have Cam on. Cam was supposed to be on. I was telling these guys before you jumped in. I said, "Man, that's going to ruin the Khalif versus Cam conversation." But I watched that last game. What was it, 2-3 weeks ago?
Hmm.
That was some game. I mean, you guys, they had you. You know, they had you. It was, I think, 4 minutes to go. You guys were down 8 or 9 points, and you just turned it on. Is that kind of your rivalry, Hershey?
That's definitely that's
Is it
definitely a
definitely your
rivalry.
rivalry?
Yeah.
What did uh what did Coach Rooney say during that like last time out down the stretch? Did he tell you guys it's your turn, it's your
Yeah.
time?
He said this is what we I mean, we practice situations like that where we down 8 with 4 minutes left. Like he knew we were gonna win. He knew we could win. He tried to
Wow.
put the pieces together. That's what he
That's
said.
incredible. I mean, I love to hear that. I know he meant it, and you guys knew that he meant it, and that's exactly what happened. I was texting my buddies. We were watching it at our own houses and our own places. I said, "This game's over, man." So I'm just being honest with you. And just that second, everything turned around. So that's how much I know. Um, and while I have you, Khalif, you attend, let's call it a non-traditional school, Milton Hershey. I love Milton Hershey. Okay. I love everything about it. I have friends that went there. My uncle went there. Um, what do you think of Milton Hershey as a school?
Oh yeah. School is great. You know what I'm saying? I get a step in education, scholarships coming right to me. I mean, I like it.
How long have you been there?
Uh since sixth grade.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
So you're pretty hunkered in then. You've been there a while. You have friends there and stuff. They
yeah,
hold you guys to a high standard there, don't they?
yeah, high standard.
Yeah, I thought so. Okay, Alijah, Central Dauphin East or East High, as most students prefer to be called, recently ranked the state's most diverse school. Did you know that?
Yeah, I knew that.
And I like that. I like that a lot. Talk about what it's like to have classmates with so many different backgrounds at East High.
I think it's cool. It's like there's a lot of different stories that come out of East High, and that's in my different classes. So it's just cool to see and like meet all these different people instead of having like everybody be the same person.
Right.
It's like, yeah. So it's like a bunch of different people, and it's just very interesting to see and meet them.
I'm sure, and it's not just black, white, Hispanic either. I mean, it's more than that. You know,
everything.
Yeah, it's everything. It really is. Tristan, Steel High. Talk a little bit about Steel High is an iconic school. I mean, it's been around forever.
Yeah.
It's a championship
Yeah.
school in sports. Talk about being a student at Steel High, Tristan.
It's pride. It's a lot of pride there. Like if you don't have any pride, you really don't belong at Still High. If you don't wear a roller shirt, you don't belong there. So it's a good school. I love the school. I'm glad I went there for all 4 years of my high school.
I like it too. I've been a Rollers fan for a long time, and I didn't go to Steel High, but I started watching Steel High sports when Rodney Brooklyn was playing in the early to mid '80s. That's a long time.
Yeah.
Look at all my Steel High stuff here. I got the Rollers jersey, the Rollers helmet, and I got this is a piece of the board from the old gym when they ripped the gym out.
From the old
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Coach Irby gave it to me, so I got a bunch of roller stuff here. Okay, so we asked y'all about your schools. All right, let's shift gears here a little bit, guys. I'm going to go back up to Alijah. Let's talk about your studies or your classwork. Where does that rank in the scheme of things? How important is it to keep your grades up and stay on track there?
So for me, like to go to college, obviously you're gonna need a good grade, have good grades. So for me, I have it like obviously, God and family comes before everything, but then school, then basketball. So it's like student comes first. So I just gotta focus on that before even basketball. Because if I don't have school, then I don't have anything.
I love that. And you know what? People ask me what I do, and this is what I do for a living. I say I cover student athletes. I never just say athletes. It's always student athletes. I interview student athletes. I watch student athletes play. Because there's no athlete part without the student part. That's for sure. I was just watching a team recently, like in the playoffs, and they were missing one of their top players. It was a girls' team, and I thought she was injured. They said she's academically ineligible, and I mean, right at crunch time. And it's not rare; it happens. But I thought, wow, man, that school don't play around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right when they needed her the most, she was out because of her grades, I guess. So let's go down to Khalif. Want to talk about your studies a little bit, your dedication to your classwork?
Oh yeah. I'm really hard on schoolwork. Well, my Coach Rooney, you didn't know he's a math teacher, so he's a teacher, so he could keep us all on track with schoolwork. No, like Elijah said, student comes first before athlete. So I mean, you gotta be good on your schoolwork. Like the school, they give you a scholarship, but without the grades, you can't get the scholarship. It's like guidelines to it. It's rules and regulations. So
yeah, they'll find another athlete that has good grades if you don't. That's for sure. And that doesn't mean that they don't want you there, but they know that you're going to have to transition into a college student. So it's tough if you're not doing it in high school to do it at the next level. How about you, Tristan? Talk about your classwork and your commitment to your studies.
I say there's no education. I mean, there's no future without an education.
Mm-hmm.
You won't be able to do anything. No job, no basketball. It's just I'm not sure what you would do without education. So I think education should be your main priority.
Yeah, it's kind of you're asking for a lot of struggles, without being educated in some manner, really, because that's the equalizer. If you're behind in a certain area, or that's the way to get ahead if you are equal, through being educated, for sure. Okay, so let's stay here on switching gears and let's go outside of school and basketball. What do you guys like to do if it's not basketball and it's not school? Any pastimes, any hobbies, Alijah?
For me, I just like going out. I like going, whether it's the mall, going out to eat. I just like going out and doing whatever with my friends. So
Where do you like to go out to eat?
I like I like all type of places. I like Texas Roadhouse. I've
Mhm.
been on different type of buffets and all that.
That's why I told you guys. I emailed you last week and said we'll start at 6 and I'll get you guys out just in enough time if you want to do something. This is Saturday night, man. I'm not trying to hold you guys hostage on a Saturday night, but I appreciate you joining me. How about you, Khalif? What do you like to do when it's not football or basketball or school?
Oh, it's not bad for school. I mean, I I see I have a lot of friends, so I mean, I would like hang around with my friends. We'll do some stuff together. Yeah.
Now, do you have house parents? Is that the way it works still?
Yeah, house parents, housemates, yeah.
And how many housemates do you have?
Typically you'll have about 12,
Yeah, when
including yourself.
I was in probably 12 or 13, I had a good friend whose parents were weekend house parents.
Mm.
And I used to go with them and I was just amazed by the whole culture, the whole setup, the way I was kind of envious because the kids were just so close. They were like brothers,
Yeah.
Is it
That's how
does
it
it
is.
feel
Yeah.
that way?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like you basically like you're around, they put you in a house like based on like your like specialty. So like I'm in a house with like all basketball kids. So I mean,
okay.
you know what I'm saying? We just out, we all out, we hoop, we just got the same like ideas and sort of
And you guys got to keep each other in line sometimes, right?
yeah,
I'm sure you do. Tristan, how about you? What do you like to do outside of basketball and school?
I kind of like to do the same things Elijah does and Khalif. They go outside. I mean, I like to hang with my friends. I like to go out to eat too. My favorite place is Chili's. You can
Oh,
never go
Chili's.
wrong with Chili's. Yeah.
That's over there by Bass Pro, right? Where the East Mall used to be. Is that Chili's there?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought so.
Oh
Okay.
no, I think that's Applebee's.
Mm, right there, there's a bank there. I'm not sure, but I know there's one right nearby. Let's
Okay.
talk
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
coaches. Let's talk about coaches now. Elijah, third year head coach Ryan Hill. Tell us a little bit about Coach Hill.
Yeah, so he also went to Stilton, like Tristan's dad and Tristan do. But yeah, he's very hard. All he wants to do is win. Him and the whole coaching staff, basically, they're all winners. So they're trying to bring that to East.
They
And
are
trying to
all
like,
winners, that's for
yeah, they're all
sure.
winners.
Yeah, if you're from Stilton, like Tristan just said, if you're from Stilton, it's kind of in your DNA. And I
Yeah,
watched Ryan play. I watched Coach Hill play, and Lloyd Hill, coach. He's the assistant coach now, right?
yeah.
I watched them both play, and they're both state champions, and they both played at a very high level. So I'm sure their expectations are similar to what they were when they played, right?
Yeah, they're very high. They're trying to bring the culture from back then, back when they're still in days over to East.
And you have a chance yourself to be part of that transformation.
Yeah.
Since you're around another year. Khalif, how about you? You have a second year head coach, Scott Rooney. Tell us about Coach Rooney.
Coach Rooney, yeah, he's one of them. I mean, going from 3-19 last year, like my coach Rooney has a chip on his shoulder, like probably like the quietest coaching like as you see him, but once you get in the locker room and like them doors closed, it's straight. It's about work. It's about business.
Right. Do you like that?
Yeah, I love it.
I
He
think
gets
most
like he gets on me, but I mean like I just know he's trying to make me better. Like that's all he wants. He just want to make everyone better.
most athletes, I think, would rather have some discipline. I mean, they might not admit it, especially at the time, if somebody's kind of chewing you out a little bit or confronting you. But I think most athletes respond well in the long run to discipline, and to structure.
Mhm.
And then Tristan Crawford Jr. How about Rashad Macon, second year head coach Rashad Macon?
Yes. Yes. It was a big change for me when I had my father coaching me and then Coach Macon. It was a big change. It wasn't too big of a change. It was just the way that the coaching was. It was just my dad was work basketball, and like he wanted us all to get better.
Right.
Like individually, Coach Macon wants us to build as a team, and it's great work. It's bonding. I really bonded with him for the last 2 years of my season.
Right.
We got close. Team got close. It felt like a family.
Yeah, I know Coach Macon. He's a nice guy. He's a good guy. And I know he cares about you guys a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's kind of go down the home stretch here. Before we move on, I want to get pay or apparel. I'm sure you know Larry Bragg, Mr. Bragg from Steel High, right, Tristan? He was there until last year. He was a guidance counselor. He's one of our sponsors, and he donates a T-shirt to each of our guests. Let's start with Khalif. What size T-shirt do you wear, buddy?
Medium.
All right. Alijah?
Medium too.
Okay, and Tristan?
A medium.
Okay, we'll get T-shirts to each of you. All right, so now we're going to do what we call keeping it light. Anybody know what keeping it light is?
Nah.
Probably not. Why would you? Keeping it light as it's. We're going to ask you some questions that have nothing to do with basketball, nothing to do with school. We kind of got all that stuff out of the way, and these are just questions to kind of let the viewers get a little better look at who you are, on in your downtime, in your free time. So let's start with Alijah. Current favorite musical artist.
Favorite musical artist? I would say,
or one that you like. I don't want you to feel too much pressure. Who are you listening to right now?
his name's Lucky.
Lucky?
Yeah, Lucky.
Hip hop?
Yeah.
Is he a rapper?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sure my son knows him then. Okay, how about Tristan? Go-to meal. If somebody's cooking you and they say, I'll make you whatever you want, or I'll take you out for dinner, whatever meal you want, what are you getting?
Chicken and shrimp Alfredo.
Okay, all right. That's a good one. You got a place that you like to get that, or does somebody cook that for you?
My mom makes it, so
does she?
Every time she asks me what she wants to make, I say that.
So exactly the way I asked it, right? All right. Khalif, favorite sports team? Any sport, any level?
I'll go NBA, and I'll say the Milwaukee Bucks.
All right. And what do you like about the Bucks?
They're just a great team around Giannis.
Right. Right. So for everybody, any Eagles fans here?
Nah.
No Eagles fans.
Nah.
And I just had 4 girls on the other night, 4 girls basketball, and all 4 of them were Eagles. So that just goes to show how everybody's different. That's for sure. Okay, let's go back up to Alijah. Alijah, do you like sweets? Like food, sweet?
I love candy.
Okay,
yeah.
good. So we're gonna do this a 2-part question, Alijah. Favorite dessert?
My favorite dessert is I like apple pie and ice cream.
Oh yeah, a la mode, buddy. That's what they call that. Okay, Tristan. Let's see. Bucket list item. You know what a bucket list is?
Yes.
A bucket list. What do you want to do someday?
I really want to go skydiving. Well, I'm scared to go skydiving. I really want to go.
I'm afraid to go, and I don't want to go. Yeah, but you know what? I bet you'll do it someday. If you think about it long enough, you'll end up doing it. Are you afraid of heights?
No.
No? Okay. All right.
I'm just scared just going down. I don't know. It's a lot.
You should be scared. Okay, let's move back to Khalif here. We're going to do Khalif and then one more round. Favorite TV show? Do you watch TV? Not much.
Nah,
you probably don't have your own TV where you are, right?
Yeah, I don't really watch TV.
Okay, so that's I didn't know for sure. How about favorite athlete? Favorite athlete.
Favorite athlete? I have to go with Kevin Durant.
Okay. All right.
I'll say because he's from where I'm from. I'm from DC. He's from the DMV, and I think we got the same work ethic. We just want to win. We don't like losing.
Right. That's a good reason. Okay, one more round. We'll go back to Alijah Cooper and celebrity crush.
Celebrity crush?
Yeah.
I don't really be looking at celebrities like that. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, all right. I'm prepared for that answer. Or a celebrity you'd like to hang out with. Somebody you think's cool. You think would be fun to hang out with.
Like Adam Sandler.
Okay, that's a good one. Yeah, that would be fun for sure. All right. I've had people on that didn't want to give me their celebrity crush because they got a boyfriend or a girlfriend and they didn't want to say it because they were watching. So, yeah, I get that though. Okay, so Tristan, how about I'll find a good one here for you. Favorite vacation spot or a place you like to go just to get away for a day or two? You have a place like that?
No, I don't have a place like that other than
Okay.
gym. But
Okay, that's understandable.
vacation,
Yeah.
I can say Ocean City, New Jersey.
Okay. That's a good spot. And how about Khalif? We'll find one more here for you, bud. Okay, you might not like me after this one, Khalif, but I'm gonna ask you your favorite book. Do you have any books? Do you have any books that you've read that you really enjoyed that you would recommend to somebody else?
Yeah, I'm actually reading this book in English class. It's called Sing Unburied Sing. I think I'm liking it so far.
My man, that was a great answer. I'm afraid to ask that because sometimes I get these looks like, why are you asking me? Great answer. What do you like about the book?
I mean, it's about like this kid like growing up in like poverty, and he gotta like do like obstacles. Like he don't know whether to follow his dad or like choose his own route. I'm not done with the book. Like I'm not probably like halfway done, but
That's fine then.
I was going right now.
So you'd recommend it then, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right, so we're going to do shout outs and then we'll wrap things up here. Alijah Cooper from Central Dauphin East or East High. Who's your shout out to?
My shout out will be, I'll shout out my coach, Ryan Hill.
Okay. How about Tristan Crawford Jr. from Steel High? Who you shouting out?
My father, of course, Tristan Crawford, Team Pennsylvania, and Lloyd Hill.
Okay, so you're a Team PA guy?
Yeah.
Okay, good. And then Khalif, who you shouting out, bud?
Shouting out Central PA Elite and my 3 coaching staff, Coach Young, Coach Rooney, and Coach Flem.
Okay, good. Fellas, thank you very much. That was a lot of fun. I'm impressed. Tristan, I was warned about you, by the way. Everybody I've ever talked to said that dude is a better young man than he is a basketball player. And we know you're a great basketball player. So, everybody said, man, where do you meet him? He's just a great kid, great young man. And they were right. They were spot on. I appreciate meeting you. Alijah, I'll get out and watch you for sure. Khalif, I'll try to get down and watch you sometime this year in districts, man. I'm really, really excited for you guys and the turnaround. So I want you all to tune in tomorrow night too at 7 if you're around, because we're going to be doing the All-Star selections. You can either follow on our Facebook page here where we are tonight or on YouTube. So let's thank our sponsors, then we'll let you go. Rickabah's Electric, Payer Apparel, Ted's Bar and Grill, Freedom Financial, Wealth Management, the Tire Mart, Team PA, AAU Basketball, Tonino's Pizza, American Legion Post 272, Hoffman Ford, Capital Region Insurance Agency, Modern Imprint, Sam Hartley Decking, Crystal Bob at Howard Hanna Real Estate, and Underdog Sports Bar and Grill. Thanks once again to those great local businesses for their continued support of Lingelstown Gazette Sports and our area student athletes. Thank you to Larry Bragg from Payor for getting these guys T-shirts. And if anybody's out there, go to Larry's new Payor apparel. I think it's called wearpayor.com. He got a brand new website. So for Alijah Cooper, Tristan Crawford Jr., and Khalif Turner, I'm Joe Gillaway with Lingelstown Gazette Sports. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Have a great evening, folks.
You too.
Take care.